Video definitely about black people thinking they got a free ticket to be an asshole. And thinking that we cannot be racist in the generation that we are living in today. While we're not even focused on the real subject of matter, what's going on inside our district, inside our neighborhoods, inside everything that's going on, and particularly today that's bringing the black culture into self-destruction. 8 years ago, Donald Trump ran for president. And it started becoming a racist anarchy, white supremacy, division amongst the American people. And the only thing that I've been seeing Democrats and liberals push is transgender, homosexuality, and everything and above that doesn't have nothing to do with building this country into the land of the freedom or the land of gold. Everything is being worshipped in everybody's own image. A revolution that no man wants to partake in unless he's going to be a woman or portray herself as a woman, giving equal rights to a woman and a subject and making a man be able to go in the bathrooms the same as a woman. That's all liberals has been pushing for. Other than that, the waste fraud, they've been giving money out to all type of continents, all type of countries that we don't even know of. But let me get on the subject at hand. Number one, we have so much damage in the black community that we don't have no time to be trying to even partake in racism or anything that got anything to do with racism. If it's not a white guy walking down the street with a knife every other day, why is we worried about racism? Because everything else that matters, like building yourself a career, a 9-to-5 job, nobody is stopping you from doing that. Nobody is stopping you from walking in the bathroom. Nobody is stopping you from having a white friend or an Asian friend or a Mexican friend or whatsoever above. It's like soon as they put it on TV and they promote a white guy and a black guy in a confrontation, somebody's getting murdered, all of a sudden, it's all about racism all over again. And like I said, like I was just telling someone earlier, when you engage in a career in a 9-to-5 job and you step out into that atmosphere where you don't want to work a 9-to-5 job no more, you want to be an entrepreneur, you want to explore new things, different ideas, different subjects. You're gonna think differently about your viewpoint of life, not just bills, just about what you want to do with your life. And someone telling you they're still working 9-to-5 job, still trying to live in that comfort zone, still trying to, live that simple life, they're not going to be able to comprehend anything that you're saying. They're going to be able to hear you. They're going to hear the freedom. And most of the time, that's all they're going to hear is the freedom that they can partake in. Other than that, they're not going to hear anything else. Like, I think it's a bunch of bullshit coming from Black Americans, Middle Americans, African Americans, and you too biased. Bias and racism go hand in hand. Like, we got guys around the hood that just killing each other that live next door down the street. We got kids that's calling themselves YNs. Somebody getting stabbed up on the red line, and I'm pretty sure it's not a goddamn white man from between 95th and 63rd to 35th to 79th. It's impossible to blame this on a white man that's sitting in the Oval Office when he has nothing to do with the way your lifestyle is, the way your living is, and the way your culture is set up, and the way the music is set up to brainwash us to kill each other all the time. And nobody wants to make a big deal out of that, because when you bring truth to life, I just think they think black people are so reckless, so destructive that nobody can do anything with them. But yet we are God's people. And we supposed to be able to be the most intelligent people that ever came on the face of the earth. Well, right now, for the last 33 years since I've been born, we've been the most dumbest people on the face of the earth. When it comes to black people living in local neighborhoods, the South, the West, the East, and all that, we've been about the dumbest race to live on the face of the earth. We're divided through gangs. We're divided through culture. We're divided through music. We're divided through everything. The only thing we ain't divided on is when they publicly embarrass us by saying that racism is the only reason that we haven't had opportunities to be successful. And every day I used to wake up and go to school, and know that everybody got the potential, the opportunity to build themselves. There's no way you can't build yourself in America. You can't say you can't build yourself in America. It's 2025. Slavery happened 400 years ago. That shouldn't even be a subject no more. It is brilliant black man out here, and his son been deceived, and his son just is stuck on their mama porch drinking liquor in 40-ounce bottles all day, every day, with no place to live but their mama's basement. You got kids growing up killing each other around the corner for an iPhone. Just another set of generation. They were just killing each other over a pair of Jordans. Do you think anybody want to hire somebody like that? Do you think anybody like that is going to be an entrepreneur? No. Look at their mindset. Look at social media, how every single woman in the black community between 16 all the way to their 40 or 50s, the only thing they're doing is showing their ass on Facebook. They're not portraying with no woman with standards or anything. And then, if I bring this conversation up, most people will probably convert about what every race is doing. Well, every race ain't killing each other. Every race ain't self-destructive. If I brought in the case that it's more white millionaires than white black millionaires, then it'd be a problem. It's subjective because of we have this entitlement that doesn't exist anymore, or don't exist at all whatsoever. It's not no existence in racism. Only time it's been racism when the liberals need to make a push for their elected to be in office. That's it. That's all. If you hear a guy like Joe Biden get on national TV and tell you that if you don't vote us, if you don't vote Democrat, then you ain't black. That sounds like the most racist, pathetic announcement that any president of the United States could ever make, to make a push for a colony of people to vote for them. It's a petty way and it's a pathetic way. And you sit here and tear up the whole entire country when the only president that we had in the last, 14, 15 years, haven't had two planes run into a goddamn building. Well, one plane run into a goddamn building and the bottom of the building, no one knows what happened. It just was a big kaboom, like a bomb, which make no damn sense at all. Furthermore, if you have to use more intellect into everything that's happening, first it was George Bush, then it was Obama. Obama brought in Obamacare. We lived off the same backyardic bull crap that didn't work for America. We was called Chirac. That has nothing to do with racism. Chirac came from the black community only. It wasn't born nowhere. It wasn't birthed nowhere, but only in the black community. Like, let me get this straight. There is no other coach that have more songs with two black men killing each other over money, over females, over souls, that has no soul or no atmosphere other than praising each other, worshiping each other for the clothes they got on. Even if they ain't got no money in their pocket tomorrow, you'll see somebody, I swear for God, you'll see a nigga getting on the bus with a Pelly coat. He had spent $500 on Pelly coat, but he couldn't get a car. This is the mindset of the black generation. Like, it's sick out here. Man, you can't blame nobody because you didn't make it. I truly believe most of them is selling their souls because the rap game right now, most of these rappers, they cannot rap. And most of them, like the studio is making them artificial. That's not really them. And if it's really them, they garbage. They didn't put no hard work or no time in there. You can hear it on the radio. Most of the rappers that we have in 2025 right now is garbage. It's straight, completely garbage. Nothing that you go mandatory play on a playlist. Just a couple of just a one person on a beat that's the beat sound better than them. But the culture keep moving. You got GDs and BDs, modes, all this vice lords separated, dividing the whole black community. You got kids scared to go walk through the goddamn alley, but you got little girls, 5-year-olds, 4-year-olds, 3-year-olds getting killed. But you get mad because a white man, pulled a guy over in a police car and killed him? How many times does that actually happen? Because since I've been a young black man in America, the only thing I've been hearing is black people killing each other. Most of the time. And then when something actually does happen, they put it on the news. Between races, when something actually does happen, they put it on the news to make y'all jump up like emotional fools with no intelligence whatsoever. It's like you being in an argument or in a roasting competition. The person that's losing most likely is going to get emotional because they don't have the intelligence or they don't have the mindset to keep up at the moment of time or the present of time or the debate that they in right now. They don't know what's really going on, period. You vote liberals for what? Because your ancestors told you that Democrats was for black. How do you know that when racism was between all white people, right? And then when you look back in history, as me being more understanding that books give you more than anything could ever offer in this world, that it actually was the Republicans that freed the black slaves. It was actually the Republic Party that freed the black slaves. Slave owners was not only white, they was black too. Slave owners was not just a race of people. It was a propaganda just like it is today. It was something that was pushed. And yes, if you want to know the truth about God, he did make slavery in order. Because he enslaved his people, like at the beginning of the video I said, and scattered them amongst the land because they betrayed him. The Israelites, the true Jews. The ones was actually the true Jews. They got the bloodline. That's it, that's all. But that doesn't give you free way to heaven. That doesn't give you a free way to heaven at all. That's what they're not understanding. God is not skin color. He ain't skin. He's an immortal spirit. He's the truth, the way, and the life. Anybody that come to him got to come through the Son. And if you think you gonna get into heaven and you gonna see all your homeboys in heaven through just because of the color of your skin, you got a whole world of hell that you gonna go through. You gonna go through the 12th floor to hell. Probably the last place to hell, or the closest to last place to hell. I'm just giving you the heads up. Because it don't make no sense for you to be out here praising for a white boy to be killed by a young black man. The young black man get out, and then you come back and praise it just because he's black, saying that they've been doing this for us for centuries, for decades. Man, wake up. Your son got a job? Is he still working at McDonald's? Is he trying to be an entrepreneur? I don't even think so. Most of these guys I've been seeing been sitting in front of their closest friend house smoking weed all day. This is all they doing. They're not doing nothing great or incredible for anybody to even try to demolish or bring down for us being a race. And they always talking about it's a lot of us. Yeah, it's a lot of us. But it's a lot of dummies among us too. Because the same thing that the white people pressing, they believe it and they go about it as the way they want to. Riot and tear up their whole neighborhood. They don't tear up the people's neighborhood that started the conflict or caused the conflict. They tear up our own neighborhood. Rob our own local stores, our own companies, our own people. And at the same time, complain about life. There's only a few people standing out there, and a few people are standing out there, like the Bible said, where's you at? Because if you can sit there and let evil be done, that means you evil too, because you allowed it to happen. You allowed your homeboy to get snaked when you knew it was happening. You allowed your daughter to have sex with this grown-ass man, and you knew she was talking to him. You allowed your daughter to be manipulated. You allowed your son to pick up a gun. You allowed all that. But then you want to impress everybody and feel like, because you got a home, a car, and some kids, that you're an intelligent black man. Life don't work like that, because what I've been seeing in my eyes, anybody can have this. But most people don't cherish it and don't know how to cherish it. So that's why a lot of these guys is going what they going through today, because they so caught up of not growing their goddamn mind, instead of always throwing pity parties, hitting pity parties, drinking all the goddamn time, sitting on somebody's porch, complaining how hard they had to work on their job, they feet hurt, they tired, they don't go to the gym. They trying to be a manipulator, overly controlling some women at home that they got, complaining about the same things in life over and over again. Ain't got no influence on nobody but the few that's around them that's probably insecure themselves. Me, personally, just like the mindset of an entrepreneur, close these people off. Close them off. Because when you hit 40 and 50 years old, same things that you're doing that you was on, you ain't supposed to do them no more. But what I've been looking at, same guys that been doing the same thing they was younger, they still doing it at the age of 40 and 50. So that's personally telling my intuition that you ain't grown up yet. That's telling me that you ain't destined to be nobody because you don't want to be nobody. Not because a white man told you, not because somebody changed the laws on you. And matter of fact, if we want to talk about Donald Trump, hell yeah, I'm a Republican. That man just made all genders, let it be told, it's only a man and a woman. Not a transgender, not a trans woman could walk in the bathroom with another goddamn woman or another kid that's at the age of 5 and 6. Because that's all they've been pushing. They ain't been pushing nothing but your son to be gay. This is the only thing they've been pushing. They ain't pushing nothing beautiful. They ain't got nothing in the works. If they had something in the works, they would have did it when they when they had the first 16 years they could have done it. The first 8 years. Obama had 2 terms. It don't even seem like don't even exist no more because he didn't even do nothing. But everybody's sitting here talking about vote Obama in or vote Obama in. You go get what you asked for because you're not using your intelligence. He from Chicago. Oh, let's say this, Saddam Hussein, Barack Hussein Obama. That sound like a Muslim to me. Sound like you ain't using your goddamn brain. I'm telling you right now, it's not too many intelligence. And the worst dummies is the ones that don't know they don't. See, what the liberals is programming people to be, they don't know what type of frequency they on. These people don't learn. These people don't understand. School didn't teach you everything about being a human being. They didn't teach you anything about intelligence, superior intelligence. That's why all the Jews and all the people that go to these private schools or whatsoever, they learn about manifesting. They learn how to save money. They learn about financial difficulties and financial success at a very young age. What we learn? Nothing. So you gotta hunt and earn. You gotta hunt and earn by yourself, right? But the way we go about it, the only thing that we know about it because everybody doing it around us is drugs. So when you dip out of this location, when you find out that everybody around you is in the same circle, and when you want to break out that circle, you got to break out of your whole entire comfort zone. You got to change your whole life around to have something. Because everybody around you, they want to pull you down. They ain't telling the truth. They saying racism is the problem. No, jealousy is the problem. Resentment is the problem. Trying to be better than your son is the problem. Trying to be higher than your husband is the problem. That's the problem. It's like monkeys in a barrel. So the best thing you do, let these moms fight over the little cupcakes and the little crumbs and try to go be an entrepreneur and live in the real world where it's freedom of color and everything. Because at the end of the day, most of these moms ain't nothing but thieves, dots, and AKA hoes. They not doing nothing better with themselves. Look at them. Look, just look at them. Look coming all on Facebook. Look up, look. From age 16 to 40, ain't nothing but most women on there just showing their ass. Showing their ass. They ain't gonna be nothing. That's the truth. God bless them, but they not. They not gonna do nothing with their life. They can't teach you anything about it, the vibration or manifesting or trying to build a career for yourself, trying to build yourself step by step. No, they just want to have a little fun at the moment of time. And you can have the most intelligent conversation. But if it ain't built on you from the inside, what Jesus told us to build, our temple, It ain't gonna never be that. You don't never have that experience. It ain't gonna never be built in you. Ain't no sense out here to be trying to prove yourself to nobody. Because if they still in the same environment that you grew up in, that means they didn't do nothing. That's the truth. They didn't break out their comfort zone. They didn't want to do it. So you got to break all these generational curses by yourself. Like I said, black people think racism is a free ticket to be an asshole. And it's not. And it's becoming popular for a black person to be racist in 2025. They don't even know what they're looking at. I just found out that every country think everybody that vote Democrat and liberals is the dumbest people on the planet Earth. Because facts prove, and the results are showing, that those terrorists, how Donald Trump got every country kissing his ass right now, because they are. He's bringing more money to America, and like I said, as a prophet, he's bringing the golden age to America, and it's only gonna be temporary because he only gonna be in office for this last 4 years. That's it. That's all. No income tax. Everything gonna change, and I guarantee you, once a Democrat or once Obama, whoever, start getting back in the office, it's gonna be all hell go break loose. Income tax, everything, and they go trick all these people that don't know nothing about politics to just voting because of their emotional feelings and they hatred for other color and races and what needs to be stopped, and they don't even know what's really going on. And once all this stuff happens, it ain't gonna be no liberation. It ain't gonna be no golden age. It's just gonna be one thing going on. Suffering, Chirac all over again, bad music, bad culture, and ain't nobody doing nothing about it because why? They filling their pockets up. They don't care about you. You talk about Social Security. Your grandma and them all, I'm supposed to be getting way more money than this. We supposed to be the richest country in the land. Why is that? Why is we not the richest country in the land? Oh, let me guess. Because we feed into all these other countries, giving them $1 billion, all this. And then the people that's supposed to be in America sitting there going against Trump, talking about he need to be doing stuff for other countries while he trying to build us up. That's just pure hatred. That's naiveness. That's stupidity. You're not really for America. That's what you telling yourself. You not. You just living for your comfort zone. You don't want nothing to change. You don't want nothing to go right. You just don't want it to go right because the person that you see in office is making things right. That's all you gonna tell yourself at the end of the day. And plus the news is influencing y'all to be racist. If they really care so much, they should talk about these new identities that these kids are getting every generation. These YNs, the GDs and the BDs. If you want to shut it down, shut the mamas and them down that's influencing it. Shut the coaches down, shut the music. Shut it all down. And if you don't want to do that, then they go state records. Close the clothes. Close the clubs at 9 o'clock. Do something like that because it got to a point where this ain't nothing but a race of self-destruction. And every time something's happened between any other race, it's a free ticket, especially with white people. It's a free ticket for a black person to be an asshole and be racist. They think they can't be racist. God just made you a skin color. But he didn't make your spirit vulnerable at all. Not at all. Everybody follow the commandments. You ain't destined for greatness if you ain't following Jesus Christ. Only destiny for greatness that you go get is a destiny and a great path all the way straight to hell and suffering and an illusion that you could never make in your life because some invisible white man from a long time ago is still in front of your face and nothing is stopping you from completing your dreams or whatsoever. The only thing is stopping you from completing your dreams because one is you're not trying to grow your mindset. Number 2, you're still chasing women or men. Number 3, it's just the same difficulties that every person in human life is going through. Number 4, entertainment. Too much entertainment. Number 5, just getting into things that you don't even need to project yourself into all the time, like watching too much TV, bloating yourself, eating the wrong things, not being healthy. That's it. That's all. Not creating. Not seeing what you could do to change today so you can feel another new energy, be in another atmosphere. That's what you're doing. So I just wanted to say that. I don't want to make the video too long. AKA, like I said, this video is black people think they got a free ticket to be an asshole. Especially with this Carmelo incident where they just pushing it where they're happy that they let the baby boy go, but you're not even understanding, baby. As a man, now there's no color in my skin. Hey, I ain't finna bring no knife for school. Somebody bullying me. Either we go scrap and get this over with, or he gonna continue to bully the hell out of me. That's what it's gonna be. Or I'm gonna tell you to bully the hell out of him. However it's gonna be, but bullies don't exist. Bullies exist everywhere. Just at these schools where these gangs is bullying these kids in these black communities. The only thing difference about this one was a white boy getting stabbed. When it's in a black community, when all these girls is bringing scissors to school, killing them, and they had put metal detectors in our schools before we even enter the school. High Park, Finger, these kids was getting killed. It wasn't a big story. Every time it's a racist or two different races, including black people, it's a big story. Ain't nobody talking about black people. You know nobody talking about black people as much as they do when it comes to race, because they know we are the lineage. And the ones in America are the complete lineage of those who started in Israel a long time ago. We are the slaves that were scattered and God enslaved us because our ancestors disobeyed God for 40 years. And for 40 years, they did not follow anything. They didn't have the spirit to walk in the promised land. 40 years. Start worshiping bulls and everything. So that's the truth. You can read in the Bible, whether you believe in the Old Testament or New Testament. You're going to still hear about some 40 years slaves and people being enslaved. So that's it. That's all. So that's all I want to say, whether people believe it or not. You ain't got to. God didn't say he could see you. God is a spirit. And anybody that truly believe in God, they're going to know he real. Because he can communicate in so many ways that it's unbelievable. But I'm gone. I'll let y'all.